You need to hear this. You've got Tarbosaurus in your head, but it's not just another big predator, it's a nightmare machine. An absolute monster that walked through Asia 70 million years ago. This thing wasn't just any tyrannosaur. It was the apex of its kind in late Cretaceous Asia. Imagine walking through Cretaceous Mongolia and spotting something moving in the distance. A towering figure with a skull as long as your car emerges from the grasslands. That's Tarbosaurus, a formidable apex predator of its time. Though it may not match the exaggerated portrayals in media, Tarbosaurus was indeed one of the largest tyrannosaurids, rivaling T. Rex in terms of size and power, making it an undisputed king of its ecosystem around 70 million years ago. Let's start with the basics. Tarbosaurus was just shy of 40 feet long and weighed over 6 tons. But here's the deal. There are reasons why Tarbosaurus was a nightmare in its ecosystem. Its jaws were lined with large, serrated teeth, each one as thick and curved as your thumb, perfect for tearing flesh from bone. And when those jaws closed, it exerted more than 12,000 pounds of force, allowing it to deliver devastating bites to its prey. Imagine facing down a predator that could crush your skull like an eggshell. But the dread doesn't stop there. Fossil evidence suggests Tarbosaurus lived in packs and would have been relentless hunters, terrifying any prey unfortunate enough to encounter them. Imagine being cornered by a group of these formidable predators. The ground shakes as they approach. It's not just one threat, but a horde of apex hunters working together to take down their prey. And here's something you might find hard to believe. This wasn't an isolated case. Fossil sites across Mongolia are filled with evidence suggesting cooperative behavior in Tarbosaurus. Numerous Protoceratops remains show signs of predation, their bones scattered and partially consumed, hinting at complex predatory interactions. It's as if nature itself had a sick sense of humor, showcasing the intricate dynamics between predator and prey in ancient Mongolian ecosystems. But here's where things get even scarier. Think about the environment. The late Cretaceous in Mongolia was already harsh and unforgiving, with vast deserts and swamps serving as home to some of the most formidable predators on Earth, including Tarbosaurus. This tyrannosaur stood at the apex of the food chain, its sheer size and strength making it a dominant predator. It was like a dinosaur version of Godzilla in this ancient Mongolian landscape. And then, and I mean this, everything scientists thought they knew about tyrannosaur social behavior fell apart. We used to think that evidence for pack hunting in tyrannosaurs was limited or inconclusive. But the evidence for coordinated group hunting in Tarbosaurus is overwhelming. These dinosaurs didn't just live together. They depended on each other to survive and thrive, making them even more formidable predators in their ecosystem. But wait a minute, how did such an apex predator evolve? It's like nature said, let's take everything that made Tyrannosaurus rex terrifying and turn it up to 11. But the kicker is that Tarbosaurus wasn't just big, it was also more agile and had enhanced senses compared to its North American cousin. Recent studies suggest these dinosaurs had larger brains relative to body size than other tyrannosaurs, indicating they were highly intelligent hunters capable of complex behaviors. Now think about this, you're in a Cretaceous Mongolian desert. You see movement out of the corner of your eye, it's Tarbosaurus. These apex predators weren't just moving as individuals. Recent evidence suggests they might have coordinated their attacks in packs, an effective hunting strategy that would be terrifying to witness. But here's where things get really interesting. Recent studies suggest Tarbosaurus might have been a proficient swimmer due to its robust body structure and tail adaptations for aquatic movement. Imagine encountering a dinosaur capable of both land and water pursuits. That's an entirely new level of fear. Can you picture it? A pack of these formidable predators navigating through shallow rivers, emerging onto the shore with their prey in sight, presenting a truly awe-inspiring scene of prehistoric terror. And then there's this, why did they go extinct? Tarbosaurus was at the top of its game, but suddenly everything changed. Climate shifts and environmental pressures culminating in an asteroid impact 66 million years ago led to a mass extinction event that wiped out most large animals on Earth. But how do you survive when your entire ecosystem collapses? Here's what breaks me. Imagine being one of these mighty hunters, watching as the world around them changed irrevocably. Tarbosaurus, a colossal predator perfectly adapted for its environment in late Cretaceous Asia, was unparalleled in its domain. But no amount of size or power could save it from the mass extinction event that marked the end of the Cretaceous period. And now comes the part that recontextualizes everything. When you think about dinosaurs like Tarbosaurus, it's easy to forget they were not just fossils in museums. They were real animals, living and breathing creatures that once roamed our planet with terrifying efficiency during the late Cretaceous period in what is now Mongolia. Every bone we find tells a story of survival against all odds, but also the fragility of life. So here's the gut punch. Every time you look at Tarbosaurus, remember it wasn't just another big predator. It was an apex hunter in a late Cretaceous world dominated by diverse ecosystems across Asia, where only the toughest species survived. And then one day, the mass extinction event 66 million years ago claimed its reign, leaving behind only bones and stories. Can you imagine what it would be like to witness something so powerful and yet so fragile? When we look at Tarbosaurus, we're not just looking at history, we're reflecting on our own vulnerability. This massive tyrannosaur, which dominated Asia during the late Cretaceous period, tilde 72-68 million years ago, was a true apex predator. Yet even these mighty creatures were subject to the forces of nature and extinction, reminding us how fleeting life can be, even for rulers of their domain. Now hold on to this thought, because what comes next will change everything you know about these dinosaurs. But first, take a moment to think. If nature could create something as terrifying and perfect as Tarbosaurus, what else might we have missed? And how do we keep such stories alive in the face of extinction? And that's not even the strangest thing. There's still so much more to uncover about these beasts. But for now, just let this sink in. Tarbosaurus wasn't just a dinosaur. It was a formidable apex predator, reigning supreme in its Cretaceous ecosystems across Asia. Now, the next time you see a picture of Tarbosaurus, remember it wasn't just another big predator. This colossal tyrannosaur was an apex hunter in its environment during the late Cretaceous period, wielding raw power and predatory prowess to dominate its ecosystem across what is now Mongolia. Its reign as the top terrestrial predator underscored its dominance, until dramatic environmental shifts eventually altered its world. But here's the real kicker. Despite being such a terrifying apex hunter, Tarbosaurus could not escape the fate that befell all non-avian dinosaurs, becoming extinct. This serves as a stark reminder of how fragile life can be, even for something as powerful and dominant as this dinosaur. And so we're left with one final thought to ponder. What if Tarbosaurus had adapted over millions of years, evolving through changing climates and ecosystems? While it did not survive the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event, imagine a lineage that persisted, diversifying and adapting. Would it still reign in some part of our world today? You need to hear this because understanding Tarbosaurus is not just about learning dinosaur facts. It's about recognizing how precarious life can be, even for apex predators. Tarbosaurus, an Asian cousin of Tyrannosaurus rex, dominated ecosystems in what is now Mongolia and China during the late Cretaceous period, tilde 72-66 million years ago. Its existence underscores the delicate balance that governs all living things, serving as a powerful reminder of how environmental changes can affect even the most formidable creatures. So next time you think about dinosaurs, remember Tarbosaurus. This massive Asian tyrannosaur ruled its domain with terrifying power during the late Cretaceous period, around 70 million years ago. Think about the harsh reality that no matter how dominant a species becomes, nothing lasts forever in this world. Tarbosaurus eventually vanished along with the other non-avian dinosaurs at the end of the Mesozoic era. And that's why Tarbosaurus isn't just another dinosaur story. It's an enduring reminder of our own mortality set against the backdrop of one of nature's greatest predators. Imagine standing in the shadow of a Tarbosaurus, its massive skull looming over you, those terrifying teeth glinting in the sunlight. The sheer size and power would be overwhelming, a stark reminder that there was once an apex predator on Earth capable of taking down anything it wanted. But here's what nobody tells you. Despite their dominance, these beasts lived life on borrowed time, as they vanished with the rest of non-avian dinosaurs at the end of the Cretaceous period. Consider this. Tarbosaurus had to outcompete other predators like theropods such as Achillibator and Alliramus for survival each day in its Cretaceous ecosystem of what is now Mongolia. Think about the constant vigilance required, from hunting prey to avoiding becoming prey itself. It was a world of relentless struggle where every moment mattered, and that pressure made it all the more shocking when these giants vanished from our planet's history. But let's be honest, what Tarbosaurus really teaches us is resilience. Despite their terrifying might, they were still part of an ecosystem teetering on the edge, one where a single event could trigger catastrophic change. So while we marvel at the sheer size and power of this dinosaur, which ruled as the apex predator in late Cretaceous Asia around 72-68 million years ago, let's also acknowledge its fragility. A stark reminder that even the most dominant species can be wiped out by forces beyond their control. And then, everything scientists thought they knew about the end Cretaceous period fell apart. The idea that a single asteroid impact caused the mass extinction has been challenged. Growing evidence suggests prolonged volcanic activity, climate change, and a series of smaller impacts played significant roles in destabilizing ecosystems over millions of years. Can you imagine? Can you actually picture that world where Tarbosaurus once reigned supreme, only to be abruptly snatched away by forces far beyond its control? It's not just about the dinosaur. It's about understanding our own planet's history and how fragile life can be. This colossal predator was an absolute monster, but also a fleeting moment in Earth's long, brutal timeline, existing around 70 million years ago in what is now Mongolia. So next time you gaze up at a skyscraper or stare out into the endless expanse of a city street, remember Tarbosaurus, the mighty tyrannosaur that ruled as apex predator in Asia during the late Cretaceous period, till 72-68 million years ago. Its tale is not just about being the top predator. It's about understanding that dominance can be fleeting and that every species, no matter how powerful, exists on borrowed time. And get this, if we could somehow rewind time and give these dinosaurs another chance to adapt and survive, would they still rule some part of our world today? That's a mind-blowing thought, isn't it? But the reality is, Tarbosaurus serves as a stark reminder that life's balance can shift dramatically in an instant. This massive predator, which lived around 70 million years ago in what is now Mongolia, was at the top of its food chain during the late Cretaceous period.